Welcome to the day in a life of an autistic person with ADHD. Well, let's be realistic. It's never going to be a daily vlog because that's not possible, but this title would probably get clicks. I know how social media works. If we have to be realistic, it's going to be weekly updates or monthly, really depending on the amount of energy I can spare. But also, that this is not going to be a technical vlog where I actually take you around and do things. I mean, not yet. I still don't have that kind of energy. So it would more or less will be a narration of what goes on in my life, but I believe I'm a good narrator. So here we go. So if I have to go with a weekly update, I would say that I've been trying to get to talk to more people on not so traditional dating apps. Like, normal dating apps don't work for me. Pictures, this, that, and a lot of these things, it just doesn't work for me. So I have like experimented with an app that is only text based, and I'm talking to a lot of people trying to understand how this world works. Like, I'm a neurodivergent girl in a neurotypical world, so I'm just trying to do that. And I'm just trying to see, like, without telling anyone that I have autism, I am autistic, and I have ADHD, can I really make it in the sense that make genuine connections? The answer is yes, I can. Well, that's how I've been living my life. Otherwise, I did not know until this year, like, as a diagnosis. So obviously that is possible, but my idea is I am going to be a very deep thinker, deep person. A lot of people tell me, like, why are you so philosophical? And they might also think that I'm being pretentious. So is it possible? So this is something I've been trying to find out. I would say loosely yes, but then it would also be possible that the person in itself would be very neurodivergent coded. So a lot of these things. But my idea is not to diagnose others. Obviously, I'm not a professional, but my idea is to see, do I still have a place in between people who don't think as deep, but they accept me the way I am? I mean, I don't really care about acceptance, but what I really mean is, like, will I be able to have conversations with people who don't think as deep? That's my idea. So how is it going? It's going pretty good. But I do also have the occasional weird encounters where either somebody uses emotional intensity to kind of hook me in, and with ADHD, you ADHD folks know that this is usually the way we also connect, right? When we speak to somebody who's neurodivergent, we don't really have to give any context. Is that we just keep talking about ourselves, and the other person understands that this is the way to connect, and that's the only normal way. But if somebody else also uses this way, especially like with emotional intensity, right? So you can get hooked in. So something like this happened with me last week. I would say it was quite something, and I would say I've kind of come out of it. But I think verbally, talking about it really helps me regulate. I'm a yapper, but yapping calms my soul. So this is why I'm here. And usually, if it was like a year, previous years richer, I would be like, no dating apps for me. I'm deleting. It's not technically a dating app. It was whatever, but anything can be a dating app if you really want to. Even YouTube, but not about that. It's about, like, earlier me would be just like, oh my god, people are too much. I'm leaving. But I see growth in myself, so I'm not doing that. So I'm proud of myself. I'm like, okay, this can also happen, that people can use your depth and the fact that sometimes you do need that emotional kind of connection, right? To your own disadvantage, like to my disadvantage. So it can happen, but I'm glad I learned that how to make my boundaries. I mean, like, I know how to do it, but to stand firm on it. So that's something I've learned, practiced. And an important thing that I've learned is that you have to be willing to be misunderstood, not be accepted. Like last week and this week, this is something I've learned. And also, you should be willing to let go of a so-called, oh my god, wow connection if that your body doesn't feel safe. So I've learned something that maybe on paper it might not seem like, okay, this person is toxic or something, right? But if your body is telling you something else, you're dysregulated, you don't feel so good, you cannot sleep, you're forced to check your phone. Usually, I had taken like a social media break so that I don't stick to scrolling and all these things. And you feel like those habits are creeping in, you're increasing your app's timer, which I don't even touch it, but because I'm now seeking some kind of regulation stimulation. So you understand your body does not like conversating with a person. So I learned all of that in just a matter of 3 4 days. I would say like this person kind of roped me in with the intensity. I mean, I'm not saying intentionally. I don't know. I don't care. That doesn't matter. Their intention doesn't matter. This is also something I understood. What they are trying to do and why, it doesn't matter. What matters is the effect whatever they did or said had on me. So it was not good, and I decided to just end the connection. And that was a great decision. I didn't feel like I am past that phase when I feel like, oh my God, I've never felt like this before. I've been there, done that, because I always felt like, okay, nobody gets me in all these things. But now I know people get me, and even if they don't, it's okay. Like I'm all right with that. But other people also feel like that with me, because I have this depth, and people do enjoy that depth, right? Somebody who can go in deep into any topic in a lot of these things. So it might happen with other people, but I learned it's important that is not something that should validate me. And I did not get validated by any of it. I understand. I know that I am a person capable of very intense depths. So that's something I understood, that I am secure in that. But yeah, it's still important to keep your boundaries firm, and don't let anyone bargain with your boundaries. So if you've made a boundary that, hey, I don't want to speak after a certain hour, especially at night, I don't text, because then that means there is a chance that you might stay up late texting. So then you have to stick to that boundary, no matter how enjoyable the conversation is, or if you really enjoy talking to a person, you have to stick firm to your boundaries. And how do you do that? You have to practice it in person, because the person in front could be saying anything, but you have to stand firm, make your boundaries while also being polite. And whatever, it is difficult, but it is very difficult for me to converse with people who don't respect my communication patterns, try to bypass it, try to change it, try to bargain with it, try to tell me what we could do instead. If I've stated already this is something I wanted to do, and I'm talking about this connection, I've spoken only for like 3 4 days. So it's not somebody who's like a long term friend or anything more than that. Because my friends personally, I didn't even ever have to state any boundaries. They just understood. And it is a very common thing. Once you get diagnosed, you realized all of your friends are like a little bit neurospicy. And that actually happened. I got diagnosed because a friend got diagnosed, and she's exactly like me. So I got diagnosed, and then I was like, hey, I'm on the same team. I mean, we knew we were on the same team, but then, a diagnosis really helps solidify the friendship. And then this happened with other people as well. Like, they were like, wait a minute, I also feel like that. And that makes sense why we are friends for so many years. But with those people, I never had to state any boundaries. If I said I don't want to do this, they understand it. So this is something I've learned, right? My whole idea of being on an anonymous app, text based app, was that will people accommodate for me even if I don't tell them that I am autistic and I have ADHD? Well, to this person, I kind of said, but they didn't know what it meant. But either way, but I've understood something very important. It doesn't matter if you're autistic or if you have ADHD. What matters is a person should accommodate for another human being regardless, especially if they say that they care about them or not, even, right? I would still accommodate even for people who I consider enemies. They're not many, maybe a few, it's okay. But yeah, I would still accommodate. And like, always, no below the belt attacks, always fair game, even if it's like enemy territory. Although I don't really have, it's like more of my mental thing sometimes to just keep myself in check. But you know what I mean, right? So you have to accommodate regardless, because that's what I do. I don't know about anybody's diagnosis or anything, and I don't need to know to accommodate for any other human being. I don't need to know any of that. I will accommodate regardless, right? If they don't want to do something, if they have a preference, a boundary, I will respect that. And I think that's what I learned. Uh, because I will do that, obviously, I should expect the same from anyone else. And if somebody else is trying to bypass it, they are not my person. So this is something I learned last week. And I also learned that there will be some people who are going to hunt you down if they see that you are like open with your truth, you speak about your truth, and if they feel triggered and invalidated in their own life, but you are living your truth with happiness, peace, positivity, you will trigger a lot of people. Authenticity triggers a lot of people, whether they're neurotypical, neurodivergent, anything. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, I also realized none of that matters. If you are an asshole, you can be anybody. But if you don't respect other people, their boundaries, if you try to break their boundaries, hunt them down, hunt their other profiles, and try to comment shitty things, I mean, it doesn't matter. I used to think that no, neurodivergent people are my people, they will never hurt me. I also learned this, that this is absolutely not the truth. It is not that. It is about whether a person is a good human being, a respectful human being who respects boundaries. It's simple as that. So this is something I learned, and yeah, this is all about it today. It's been 11 minutes. I try to keep these videos short. Let me know what you think about this, and if you have any thoughts about the situation. There's no situation. What am I saying? I'm just trying to be the typical influencer trying to make an outro. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. I don't know when, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month, who knows. But hope you enjoyed this.